Good morning, dear students. Now let us start with the compound borax. This is also a part of non-transition elements. Okay. So borax, the formula it is Na2B4O7.10H2O. See here 10H2O means it has got 10 molecules of water of crystallization. Okay. So that is why it is Na2B4O7 10H2O. So the compound, the name of this compound it is sodium tetraborate. Sodium tetraborate. 4 boron atoms are there. So sodium tetraborate. Then again, see the sodium tetraborate, it is a salt of tetraboric acid. Sodium tetraborate, it is the salt of tetraboric acid. What is the formula for tetraboric acid? Tetraboric acid is H2B4O7. Tetraboric acid is H2B4O7 and also it contains 10 molecules of water of crystallization. Okay, 10 molecules of water of crystallization. 10 molecules of water of crystallization. So next is we can go through the preparation of this borax. Preparation. See, first method of preparation, that is from columnite mineral. From columnite, COLEMANITE, columnite mineral. From columnite mineral, and also the formula for this columnite mineral is calcium. It is a calcium salt. Okay, Ca2B6O11.5H2O. Ca2B6O11.5H2O, that is columnite mineral. So the preparation, the method of preparation is that first this mineral, it is powdered. First it is powdered, then boiled with sodium carbonate. Powdered and boiled with sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. And then, so here when this columnate mineral, when it is reacting with the sodium carbonate, this calcium carbonate will be precipitated. Okay. Then, so here the calcium carbonate will be precipitated. The calcium carbonate precipitated, then we have to filter off that precipitated calcium carbonate. That means this calcium carbonate will be a solid, so we can filter this calcium carbonate and it can be removed from the solution. Okay, then the remaining will be the, so the residue will be the calcium carbonate and the filtrate it will be having this borax. Okay, so the filtrate it is then this is the residue, it is filtered off, then the filtrate it is then concentrated and then cooled. The filtrate is concentrated and cooled. So then we will be obtaining the crystals of borax. So after this process, after concentration and cooling, we will be having the crystals of borax. Crystals of borax. Okay, so this is the process. So columnate mineral, it is powdered, then boiled with sodium carbonate. So while boiling, this calcium carbonate will be precipitated off and then it is removed by filtration. Then the filtrate, that means the solution, it will be the solution has to be concentrated and cooled. Then we will be having crystals of borax. Okay, so then we can go through the equation, that is Ca2B6O11 plus 2 molecules of sodium carbonate, Na2CO3. The product will be Na2B4O7, that is the borax. Okay, Na2B4O7 plus 2 NaBO2. NaBO2 is sodium borate. Okay, sodium metaborate plus 2 molecules of calcium carbonate. Okay, so this is the reaction. So reacting with sodium carbonate, we will be having a precipitate of calcium carbonate. It is then removed by filtration. The remaining will be this borax. Okay, so here these borax crystals, they are separated by filtration. Then to this solution, see here here metaborate is also there, isn't it? Sodium metaborate is also there. So we have to separate the sodium metaborate from this borax. So for that, we are passing a current of carbon dioxide through this this filtrate. Okay, so this is the filtrate, and through to this filtrate we are passing carbon dioxide gas. Okay, so what happens is that this carbon dioxide gas will be reacting with this sodium metaborate. Okay, so again for NaBO2 NaBO2 plus CO2, carbon dioxide gas, giving Na2CO3 plus Na2B4O7. Again, we will be having the crystals of this borax. Okay, so this metaborate, it is also converted to borax. Okay, so this is the process. So in the last step, we are we are passing carbon dioxide through this metaborate or through this filtrate. So the sodium metaborate, it is converted to borax. So that is the first method of preparation of borax from columnate mineral. Then the second one, that is from tincal. From tincal, Tincal, tincal. See here, tincal means it consists of about 55% of borax. That means a very highly concentrated mineral of this borax. Okay, 55% of borax is there in tincal. And also it is a crude form of borax. Okay, crude form means there will be impurity. So for you have to remove the impurities from this tincal. So for that, it is dissolved in water. This tincal, it is dissolved in water. Tincal is dissolved in water, then filtered and concentrated. Tincal is dissolved in water, then it is filtered and concentrated, and then it is crystallized. Okay, filtered, concentrated and crystallized. So that is the second method of preparation of this borax. So first one, that is from columnate mineral. Second one, that is from tincal. Then the next method of preparation, that is from boric acid. Third method of preparation from boric acid. Boric acid, what is the formula? It is H3BO3, boric acid, or we can write it as H3BO3, or otherwise we can write it as BOH thrice. Both are same. Okay, boric acid, H3BO3 or BOH thrice. So here this boric acid, it is treated with sodium carbonate, or it is treated with boric acid, it is treated with sodium carbonate, or it is treated with NaOH. We can use both the reagents. And again, you have to write the reaction. See, H3BO3, that is boric acid, 4 molecules of H3BO3 plus Na2CO3, H3BO3 plus sodium carbonate, giving Na2B4O7. Na2B4O7 plus 6H2O plus CO2. H3BO3 plus sodium carbonate, giving this is borax plus water plus carbon dioxide. Then the next one, either you can use sodium carbonate or sodium hydroxide, isn't it? So the next step, that is by using, next equation, by using sodium hydroxide. See here, sodium hydroxide, it is used in excess. Sodium hydroxide, it is a very strong alkali, and here it is used in excess. Plus 3 molecules of water. Okay, plus 3 molecules of water, giving Na2B4O7 dot 10H2O. Okay, so this is borax. Here the water of crystallization is there. Okay, here it is in the anhydrous form. So this is these are the two reactions with sodium carbonate and sodium hydroxide. Okay, so the first one we got we will be having an anhydrous form of borax, and the second one it will be having water of crystallization, that is 10H2O will be there. Hope you write the equation. Hope you wrote the equation. Then the next one, that is the properties. Properties. First one, we can go through the physical properties. See, physical properties. Physical properties. See here, this is borax. It is a white crystalline solid. White crystalline solid. Then, and also it exists in 3 different forms. It exists in 3 different forms. The first form, that is, it exists in 3 different forms. The first form is, that is, ordinary or prismatic borax. Ordinary or prismatic borax. That is the first one. The second one, that is the octahedral or jeweler's borax. Octahedral or jeweler's borax. octahedral or jewellers borax, and the third one, that is the borax glass. Borax glass, that is the anhydrous form. Okay, so three forms are there: ordinary or prismatic borax, second one octahedral or jewellers borax, and the third one, that is the borax glass. Then again you have to go through the formulas also. See, for ordinary or prismatic borax means we had seen the formula, that is Na2B4O7.10H2O. That is, here it has got 10 molecules of water of crystallization. So it is a decahydrate. Deca denotes 10, isn't it? So it is a decahydrate. Then the next one, octahedral or jewellers borax, that is, the formula will be Na2B4O7.5H2O. Only 5 water of crystallization. Okay, 5 molecules. So since it is 5, the number of water molecules is 5. We can call it as a pentahydrate. 5 represents penta, isn't it? So it is a pentahydrate. And here this pentahydrate, it is obtained by the crystallization of ordinary borax above 60 degree. So when it is crystallized above the temperature of 60 degree, it will be converted to this pentahydrate. Okay. So ordinary or prismatic borax, when crystallization is done above 60 degrees Celsius, we will be having this pentahydrate or octahedral borax. Then the next one, that is the borax glass or the anhydrous form. Borax glass or the anhydrous form. Anhydrous means it will not be having the water of crystallization. Okay. See, here also this anhydrous borax means it will be Na2B4O7. So here also the ordinary form, it can be converted to this borax glass by heating above its melting point. Okay, by heating above its melting point. That is how we can prepare this borax glass. Okay, so these are the three different forms of this borax, that is ordinary or prismatic, then octahedral or jewellers borax, then borax glass or the anhydrous form. Then the next one, that is the basic nature. Normally this borax, it is basic in nature, that is it will be having alkaline nature, and also it undergoes hydrolysis, that is Na2B4O7 plus 7H2O, that is while treating it with water or while dissolving in water, it will be forming 2NaOH plus 4H3BO3, boric acid and sodium hydroxide. This is boric acid, H3BO3, boric acid, and NaOH. See, what about NaOH? It is a strong alkali, isn't it? So on hydrolysis of this borax, we will be having a strong alkali, and see, boric acid, it is a weak acid. Okay, boric acid is a weak acid. So what about the remaining solution, the pH of the solution? See, this is a weak acid, boric acid weak one, but alkali, it is a stronger one. So the resulting solution will be an alkaline one. Okay, so we can say that this borax, it is basic in nature or it is alkaline in nature. Okay, then the next reaction, that is the formation of metaborates. Formation of metaborates. Formation of metaborates. First reaction, barium chloride. Some reactions you have to go through. Barium chloride plus Na2B4O7 plus 3H2O, giving barium borate, BaBO2 twice. Okay, barium borate plus 2NaCl plus 2H3BO3. H3BO3 is boric acid. This is metaboric acid, and this is barium borate. Barium borate. Okay, so this is the first reaction with barium chloride. So these are some of the chemical properties of this borates. Okay, then the second reaction, Na2B4O7, that is sodium borate plus 2NaOH, giving 4NaBO2, that is sodium metaborate plus H2O. This is sodium metaborate. And again another reaction, Na2B4O7 dot 10H2O, that is the borax, water with water of crystallization. On heating, we will be having 2NaBO2, that is sodium metaborate, plus B2O3. B2O3 is boron trioxide, or we can say it as diboron trioxide. Simply it is boron trioxide. Boron trioxide plus 10H2O. Plus 10H2O. Okay. Then another reaction of this borax is Na2B4O7 plus 3 molecules of water. That means here hydrolysis takes place, isn't it? Addition with water means it is hydrolysis. It will be giving 3 molecules of sodium metaborate plus 2H3BO3, that is boric acid. Okay, sodium metaborate and boric acid. I am not writing the names again. You have to write down the names also. This is sodium metaborate and this is boric acid. Okay. Hope you had written this reaction as well. Then the third one, that is the action of sodium carbonate. Action of sodium carbonate. Action of sodium carbonate. See here, sodium metaborate, that is Na2B4O7 or borax, on treating with sodium carbonate Na2CO3 gives Na6B4O9. This compound it is called as sodium pyroborate. Na6B4O9. This is sodium pyroborate. Sodium pyroborate plus 2CO2. Okay. Sodium pyroborate plus 2CO2. Then the next one, the fourth reaction, that is the action of heat. Action of heat. Action of heat. See here, on heating what happens is that this sodium metaborate Na2B4O7 or borax dot 10H2O, this is borax. On heating, it will be losing this water of crystallization, that is it will be losing this 10H2O and form a porous mass, that is Na2B4O7. Na2B4O7, that is this is the porous mass. This is a white porous mass. That means from borax the water of crystallization will be removed. Okay, so it forms a white porous mass. Again on heating, it gives sodium metaborate to NaBO2 plus B2O3. See here, this B2O3, it is a glassy transparent bead. B2O3 is a glassy transparent bead. Okay. So here we can see that this borax on heating, it will be 10 molecules of water of crystallization will be removed and a white porous mass will be obtained. Okay. This white porous mass, again on further heating, we will be having sodium metaborate as well as this boron trioxide, and this boron trioxide, it is a glassy transparent bead. Okay, just a minute. So this B2O3, it is a glassy transparent bead. Then the next one, the next reaction, that is the action of acids. Fifth one, action of acids. Action of acids. See here, when borax, when it is treated with concentrated HCl and concentrated sulfuric acid, it forms boric acid. Okay, with concentrated HCl and concentrated sulfuric acid, it forms boric acid, that is H3BO3. Okay, so write down the equation. So borax Na2B4O7 plus 2HCl plus 5H2O giving 2NaCl plus 4H3BO3. Okay, Na2B4O7 plus 2HCl plus 5H2O giving 2NaCl plus 4H3BO3. Again, this reaction of borax with concentrated sulfuric acid plus H2SO4 plus 5H2O giving sodium sulfate Na2SO4 plus 4H3BO3. Okay, so these are the reaction with concentrated acid. So in both the cases, we will be having this boric acid H3BO3. Hope you had written the reaction. Na2B4O7 plus 2HCl plus 5H2O giving 2NaCl plus 4H3BO3. Then the same reaction with sulfuric acid gives sodium sulfate plus boric acid H3BO3. Then the next reaction, action of ammonium chloride. Okay. Sorry, sixth reaction, action of ammonium chloride. Action of ammonium chloride. See here, with the reaction with ammonium chloride, the product will be boron nitride. Boron nitride. This compound you have to study in detail. Boron nitride. Okay. So the product formed will be boron nitride. So again, the reaction Na2B4O7 plus 2NH4Cl. 2NH4Cl on heating gives 2NaCl plus 2Bn. What is Bn? Bn is boron nitride. Bn is boron nitride plus B2O3 plus 4H2O. B2O3 is boron trioxide or diboron trioxide. Okay. So here on reaction with ammonium chloride, we will be having boron nitride as well as boron trioxide. Then the next one, that is the uses of borax. Uses of borax. See, first one, this borax, it is used for the preparation of boron compounds. From borax, we can prepare different types of boron compounds. So we can go through some of the reactions. So first reaction, Na2B4O7 dot 10H2O on treating with sulfuric acid. Okay, first reaction on treating with sulfuric acid, we will be having, what is the product there? We will be having boric acid H3BO3, or we can write it as BOH thrice. Okay, boric acid. This boric acid on heating, we will be having boron trioxide, that is B2O3. Okay, so this B2O3, when treated with calcium fluoride and concentrated sulfuric acid, calcium fluoride and sulfuric acid, B2O3 will be converted to BF3. Okay, B2O3 on reaction with calcium fluoride and sulfuric acid, we will be having BF3. Then BF3 on hydrolysis, we will be having metaborate HBO2. Okay, so the reaction is B2O3 on reaction with calcium fluoride and sulfuric acid. We will be having BF3. Again on hydrolysis, it will be giving HBO2, that is metaborate. Then again B2O3 on reacting with magnesium, we will be having boron. Okay, so this B2O3 can be converted to boron with the help of magnesium. Then another reaction, B2O3 on heating in the presence of carbon and chlorine. Okay, B2O3 on heating in the presence of carbon and chlorine, we will be having BCl3. Boron trichloride is obtained. Then boron trichloride on reduction using lithium aluminium hydride. Lithium aluminium hydride is a very good reducing agent. So on reduction using lithium aluminium hydride, we will be having diborane B2H6. Diborane B2H6. Okay. So this is the how this from borax we can prepare so many compounds. Okay. So you just remember this chart also. So BCl3 on reduction using lithium aluminium hydride, we will be having B2H6 or diborane. Okay. Then the second use of this borax is, it is used in the manufacture of enamels. Used in the manufacture of enamels, then glazes, then Pyrex glass, then soap, drying oils, washing powders, varnishes, etc. So enamels, glazes, Pyrex glass, soap, drying oils, washing powders, varnishes, etc. Then the next one, this borax, it is used in the identification of basic radicals. It is used in the identification of basic radicals. Basic radicals like copper ion Cu2 plus, then cobalt CO2 plus, etc. by, and also the test is called as borax bead test. Okay, this test, it is called as borax bead test, identification of basic radicals by using Cu2 plus, basic radicals like Cu2 plus and CO2 plus, and the test, it is named as borax bead test. Then the next use is that it is used in water softening. It is used in the softening of hard water. As you know, hard water means it is due to the presence of Ca2 plus ions and magnesium 2 plus ions, isn't it? Ca2 plus and Mg2 plus. So when this borax, when it is treated with this hard water, it will be precipitating this calcium ions present in the hard water. Okay, in hard water, it will be having calcium ions as well as magnesium ions. So borax reacts with the Ca2 plus ions, and thereby what happens, the Ca2 plus will be replaced from this hard water. Okay, so that it will be precipitating as CaB4O7. Okay, that means CaB4O7, it is calcium borate. It is calcium borate. CaB4O7 is calcium borate. Okay, so thus calcium ions are removed from this hard water. Similarly, magnesium ions can be replaced. Okay, so this calcium borate will be precipitated and we can filter that particular solution or water. Then the next one, it is used in leather and match industry. Used in leather and match industry. Used in leather and match industry. Then next one, used as an antiseptic. Sometimes you had seen the boron containing compounds as antiseptic. Okay, so these are some of the important uses of borax. So you have to study the uses of borax as well. Sometimes it might be asked for your examinations. Okay, so I will be telling you once more uses of borax. It is used in the preparation of several boron compounds. Second one, used in the manufacture of enamels, glazes, pyrex glass, etc. Then the next one, used in the identification of basic radicals like Cu2 plus, CO2 plus, etc. And the test is called as borax bead test. Then used in the softening of hard water. Usually hard water will be having calcium ions and magnesium ions. This calcium and magnesium ions are replaced by this borax. Okay, so that calcium borate or magnesium borate is formed, and it will be an insoluble solid there, and we can remove, or it will be precipitated and we can remove that particular solid. Then used in leather and match industry and also as an antiseptic. Okay, so this is about borax. Then the next compound we have to go through, that is boron nitride. Okay, boron nitride. Boron nitride, that we can do as a next session. Okay.